I'll share with you an amazing story that the great Gadol, Ribevot Ephraim, Rav Ephraim Greenblatt, the Talmid Muvhak of the Igrot Moshe, the Gadol Hador of Moshe Feinstein, shared with us once. It's actually a phenomenal story, and the way he told us the story is that there was once a man that said that because he was such a kanai, because he was such a zealot, he never saw the Chazon Ish. And the question is, what does that mean? You were a kanai? Usually zealots, they get things done. Maybe a zealot is someone that would have seen the Chazon Ish. You would have been quick to go to Bnei Brak and see the great rabbi. Because you were a zealot, you never saw the Chazon Ish. How does that exactly work out? So he told us a story that this man says over about himself. That when he was a little boy in Yerushalayim learning Torah and Yeshiva, him and his friends, like countless probably others, have heard of the great Gadol called the Chazon Ish. And they always wanted to go and see the Chazon Ish. But to go from Yerushalayim to Bnei Brak isn't like today. You take Kvish Achad, Kvish Arba, 15 minutes later you're there. Back then it was around a 4-hour drive. The highways weren't the same, the routes weren't the same. So it wasn't an easy trip to do. One day, him and two friends decided, that's it, they're going to see the Chazon Ish, they're going to Bnei Brak, they want to see the great Gadol Hador, the great Chazon Ish. So they take a bus, they travel, 4 hours later they get to Bnei Brak, and then they get off the bus, they see Bnei Brak, and they ask somebody, can you please help us get to the house of the Chazon Ish? So he says, of course, the house of the Chazon Ish, you can take that mountain, you walk up, you'll see a hut over there, a small little house, and over there lives the Chazon Ish. Phenomenal. They walk up the mountain, they see the house, they walk inside, and they see a great rabbi sitting and learning Torah, engrossed in his Torah. And they're seeing this, wow, unbelievable. Finally, they get a chance to see the Chazon Ish. And one of the boys, the one that was the zealot, he sees the Chazon Ish. He sees the rabbi sitting there without the jacket that the Rosh Yeshivas wear when they learn Torah, without the hat that they wear when they're learning Torah. He said, what? That's how the Chazon Ish learns Torah? Without a hat, without the jacket that the Rosh Yeshivas wear? If that's the Chazon Ish that everyone speaks about, then he already saw everything there is to see. And he turns around and he goes back to Yerushalayim. And the other two friends, they say, okay, we're here already, let's go see the rabbi. Okay, the jacket, the hat, let's go see the rabbi. So they're waiting for the rabbi to finish the sugya that he's in, the topic that he's in, till they get his attention. And they finally get the rabbi's attention. The rabbi looks up and he sees these boys. How you doing? How is everything? And they say, Rabbi, we have a question in learning. Of course, please ask. And they ask him the question in learning. And after they're done with the question, the rabbi hears the question, he ponders over it, and he's thinking, wow, phenomenal question. And then after a while he says to them, that's a phenomenal question, I don't have an answer. Wow. The rabbi doesn't have an answer for them. It must be a really good question. They gotta go deeper. And he says to them, but my neighbor next door, he's the Chazon Ish. He for sure has an answer for you. They said, what? Chazon Ish? Chazon Ish? Yeah, my neighbor next door is the Chazon Ish. They realize they got the wrong house. And the rabbi they're standing in front of is a great rabbi, but it's not the Chazon Ish. They went to the Chazon Ish's house. Thank you so much, Rabbi. They went to the Chazon Ish. And they, of course, there's some learning with the jacket, with the hat. And they asked the question, they got their answer, and they went back to Yerushalayim. They told their friend, you missed it. What do you mean you missed it? That wasn't the Chazon Ish. We went to the wrong house. That was the Chazon Ish. You see, you had to be such a zealot, you had to be such a kanai, the hat, the jacket, what's going on? You didn't have the patience. And you lost out. And unfortunately, he never got a chance to go back to Bnei Brak and see the great Gadol Hador, the Chazon Ish. And he loses out on the opportunity because he was too quick. Which reminds us, in a way, that sometimes when a person is too quick, how much he can lose out. Haman, you had to go to Hashverosh that night. You couldn't wait till the next day. Didn't you know the law that if you wait the 70 days, you can do what you like? Haman had no patience. He runs to the king, and the next day, he's already on the tree hanging. Yishtabah Shemo La'ad. Melech Machem Melechim, how Hashem saved us. Person in life, if he has patience, how much it could help a person truly assess the situation and to understand whether it's relationships with our spouses, with our children, with our students, with our relatives, with our neighbors. We don't truly understand them. And we have to know how to be patient and understanding in order to really come to a true conclusion, if we even could. If a person is going to be too quick to jump, then he might make many mistakes and ruin a lot of important and very valuable relationships.